All right, so today I got two point guard builds to show you guys on NBA 2K25. Two 6'4", 93 dunk point guards that are just going to help you get a lot of wins in NBA 2K25. You know, whether that's going to be on the 2s, the 3s, maybe even some 1v1 games, maybe even the 5v5 if you can make it work. Trust me, two very good, reliable options when it comes to point guards on 2K25. The only thing I need from you guys is to hit that subscribe button, drop a like while you're down there. We are on the road to 60K. I mean, it only takes you guys a couple of seconds to do so. I mean, you guys know the drill already when it comes to build videos. We're gonna get straight into that My Player Builder. Again, y'all just gotta hit that subscribe button. These two point guard builds, you know, if you choose one of them, they might actually save your career on NBA 2K25. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so we are in the builder as always when we show off these builds. First name ISO, last name Ninja, of course. Handedness, we got to go with right hand. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. Let's go ahead and press continue and go on to our vitals. So point guard position, obviously, I mean, it's going to be a point guard. We're not going to make it a shooting guard. You can make it a shooting guard if you want, you know, to have that position, but we're going to go 6'4" on the height. Weight is going to go drop it down to 178 pounds. And then our wingspan is going to be at 6'5". Make sure you copy these down exactly how they are, and we could go ahead and press continue. And with all the builds I make, I like to start off with the physicals just so we could see all of the badges, because believe it or not, physicals are the foundation for the badges. So we got an 86 speed, agility, put it to a 76, strength, put it to a 48, and then vertical, we're going to go ahead and put it up to an 80. That's going to come in handy later on down the line with this build. So we're going to go up to our shooting. We're going to put it to a 93 off the rip, if we could even put it up there. And that's all we're going to do for our shooting. We got an 83 mid-range. We're not going to touch that, you know, whatsoever. We don't need to, because, you know, we don't really get badges from having midi. Any exclusive badges, rather, we could still midi fade if we need to, but, you know, our 3-point is going to be very important. And then we got a 68 free throw. Again, this isn't really a 5-centered build, but I'm sure, you know, you can get more free throw if you want. But 93 3-point shot, we're going to put +5 cab breakers on it to get a 98. And you guys are probably like, whoa, why do we not have a 99 3-point on this build? You cannot get, you know, 99 3-point with a 93 driving dunk. So we got to, you know, balance it out and have a 98 3-point, which, I mean, it's 2K25. You can't even hit shots regardless consistently. So, I mean, you know, it's not the end of the world, and 98 3-points still gets you a lot of badges. So +5 cab breakers are going to go on 98 3-point shot, and you should be just fine. If you don't have cab breakers, you're going to have gold Deadeye, gold Limitless, gold Set Shot Specialist, and gold Shifty Shooter. But with the 98 3-point shot, majority of those badges are going to be on the Legend and Hall of Fame level, which, you know, that's going to be more than okay. You just need the badges to be able to shoot the pill. And, you know, 98 3-point is still a lot. Like, we can't, you know, knock it until we try it. So again, +5 cab breakers, make sure you put them on. You're going to be needing that. We could go down to the playmaking, because, I mean, we just need some playmaking if we're a point guard. Pass accuracy is going to be 71. Ball handle, we're going to put it up to a 93 if we could do that. Speed with ball, we're going to put up to a 91. So starting off with pass accuracy, you guys might think 71 is too low, but trust me, in NBA 2K25, it is not the worst thing in the world. I have literally seen builds that have like a 92, 93 pass ac this year, and they still float passes, you know, across the court. So 71 is going to be just fine for you. You get silver dimer. The bronze break starter doesn't matter too much. I mean, you're on a point guard. You know, if you're getting the rebound on the 2s or 3s and you're throwing it, I mean, like, you know, maybe it's going to activate, but for the most part, you're not going to be using that. But your teammates are going to be very happy with that silver dimer. And then if you put, you know, a tier 2 max +1 badge to get that dimer on gold, it might be a possibility. Ball handle, we have a 93 ball handle, which if we don't have any cab breakers, you know, you're gonna for now have gold ankle assassin, gold handles for days, and gold unpluckable, and, you know, regular pro sigs. But if you have 2 extra cab breakers from the seasons, you know, season 2 through 4, you should have 3 if you did play the games. You could put 2 of them on ball handle to get a 95 ball handle, which will get you Steve Francis size up and then more badges like ankle assassin on Hall of Fame, handles for days on Hall of Fame, and which, you know, you're still gonna have unpluckable on gold. But again, +2 cab breakers, make sure you put it on ball handle. And if you don't, you know, just rock out with this build until you get the extra cab breakers, because trust me, I mean, it's going to be worth it to hold out, and this build is just very, very goated. So yeah, again, +2 cab breakers on ball handle if you got them from the season, so you could get extra badges and Steve Francis, you know, size up. It's going to be very, very effective. We also do have a 91 speed with ball, which is going to give us lightning lunge on Hall of Fame. It's going to help us out a lot since we are on a 6'4". It is a taller guard, so, you know, we're going to be a little bit faster. And we could also put a max tier +1 badge on lightning launch, so we could get it to legend if you want. I personally don't, you know, think it's much of a difference. I mean, I use Hall of Fame lightning launch on my 6'4", that has a 99 3-point shot, and it's just fine. But if you want to be a little bit faster, just use your max +1. Going on to our defense, we got to make sure we have a little bit of defense on this build. The second version of this build is going to have a lot more defense, but this one, you know, it has a decent amount. So 51 interior, your perimeter put it up to a 74. Steel, we are going to have an 85 on this one. If I could get to an 85. Block, we're going to go ahead and put it to a 51. And then our defensive rebound, go ahead and put it up to a 51 as well. We're not going to change anything else. 51 interior defense. It's not a lot, but you are a 6'4" with a decent wingspan. So, I mean, if you put your hands up, there's a chance that you're going to stop them in the paint. Unless you have real player percentage on, then you might as well just say goodnight. There's going to be no reason for it. But, you know, it doesn't cost a lot to put 51 interior on. So, you know, there's a chance that you can get a stop every now and then. 74 perimeter defense. We got, you know, a couple of defensive badges, and 74 perimeter is honestly enough for you to play defense, whether that's PNR or just clamping up your defender, you know, on ISO 1v1, whatever it is. We get the defensive badges on bronze, so it's not too much, nothing too crazy. We got bronze challenger, bronze on-ball menace, and bronze pig dodger, so it's nothing too crazy. But again, if you have real stick and you know how to play defense, these should not be an issue for you whatsoever. Like, again, you just need to play a little bit of stick. I gotta be honest with you, then you're gonna be just fine. We got an 85 steel, which is a little bit controversial on NBA 2K25 because you get silver glove and gold interceptor, and these two badges, I'm not gonna lie, they don't work the best, but they get the job done from time to time. Obviously, you're not gonna get every good animation, but silver glove, I mean, start spamming, you might get it every now and then by some steal boosts, and you might be able to get some steals. Now, gold interceptor, this badge is just, it's mid. I'm gonna be honest, we might as well have it if we can have it, you know what I mean? Like, you know, interceptor used to be a really good badge, but every year it's very, very OP, and then, you know, it starts being too OP, and then it gets nerfed into the ground. So gold interceptor, I mean, it's cool. You might not get lanes most of the time, but, you know, just go ahead and try and time it. Try and time the lane to the best of your ability. Press that square button or X if you're on Xbox. And I'm not gonna lie, at this point, you just gotta pray for that steal. We got a 51 block, which if we're gonna be honest, you're, you know, basically never gonna get a block, even though you got a good amount of vertical. I mean, you just press triangle, press Y, and maybe you're gonna get a block. I've gotten a couple blocks on guards this year with a 50 block, either between like 40 and 60. You know, it happens from time to time, I'm gonna be honest, but don't count on it. Don't, you know, be like, oh my god, I got block on my build, let me go ahead and press triangle. It just don't work like that. And then we got a 51 defensive rebound. Again, pretty useless stat, but we could round this build off on what's important. We got a 93 driving dunk. We got an 80 driving layup for Trae Young layup package. And then we got a 60 standing dunk. This is what's going to round off this build. And the 93 driving dunk is what we need to talk about. The amount of contact dunks and dunk packages that we get access to is just insane. And then we also get gold posterizer and Hall of Fame aerial wizard. If you don't want to +1 your lightning launch to legend, you could put it to posterizer, which is going to put it on the Hall of Fame level, which, I mean, that's just insane. But again, what I want to talk about is the amount of contact dunks you get with 93 driving dunk. The thing is, you just got to learn how to time them, because in this game they're pretty hard to time. But, you know, if you can get it down, you can learn that dunk meter. It really is something else on this game. 93 driving dunk with 80 vertical, it's just yin and yang. I'm telling you, it's literally a power duo. And then again, if you have that +1 max, you know, upgrade badge to get that posterized on Hall of Fame, it makes it work out even better. We got an 80 driving layup, as I said, for Trae Young layup package. You know, throw real player percentage on as well, and you're just going to be able to make every single layup. We got silver float game and bronze layup mix master, so not too shabby for the badges. And then 60 standing dunk. I think you get maybe 1 or 2 standing dunk, you know, animations max, but this is more or less so if you're under the rim, you could just, you know, go straight up. If you're not getting a driving dunk off, you could get the standing dunk off at least. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys should know my stance on dunking in this game. You know, I don't be doing it that much, but I will admit 93 driving dunk is a good sweet spot. You should either really go 93 or 96. You know, definitely don't go 87 or 90 or 89 or anything like that. 93 or 96. So, I mean, having this build, honestly, it is very, very good for business. You know, you get to dunk on people, you get to shoot the pill, play some defense, you basically get to do everything. But that's gonna round off the first version of this build. I mean, it's looking pretty good so far. You guys can leave your critiques in the comment section as per usual. We could run down this build top to bottom. We got an 80 driving layup, 93 driving dunk, 60 standing dunk. We got a 93 3-point shot, which after +5 cab breakers, it's going to be a 98 3-point shot if you have them. We got a 71 pass accuracy, 93 ball handle. If you put +2 cap breakers, we get a 95, 91 speed with ball, 70 perimeter defense, 85 steal, and then we got an 80 vertical for the contact dunks. Again, this build is looking deadly. You know, if I was a lockdown or a popper and I was like, yo, I need a guard for threes, I'm definitely picking this guy up so he can get to that rim, shoot the pill, pass the pill, and even play some defense if he needs to out the corner. Let's go ahead and press X, press continue, and while we go through the animation, y'all just gotta hit that subscribe button. I'm giving y'all some soup. Y'all know I give you guys the soup every now and then. Let's see what we got here. We got an inside out ISO specialist. Again, 1s, 2s, 3s. If you guys want to use this build for any of those game modes, you can use it for the 5s, you know, if you're really like that. I gotta keep it a buck, but of course I got a second version of this build for you that's tweaked a little bit. We could go ahead and go on to that one. All right, so the only thing that's going to be changed for the second version of this build is going to be the weight. So we got a point guard. Of course, you can make it a shooting guard if you want. 6'4" on the height, 175 pounds instead of 178, and a 6'5" wingspan. You know, we just got to drop the pounds a little bit. We got to be a little bit more of a skinny point guard. Let's go ahead and press X and press continue and get down to those physicals. So we got an 86 speed. Our agility is going to be a 78 this time, and then our strength is going to be a 48, and our vertical, of course, an 80, so we could go ahead and get those dunk packages. You know, we could be eligible for some contact dunks. You know, we just got to make sure that happens. So the 3-point shot is still going to be the same. We're going to have a 93 3-point shot, and again, we got to talk about this. You know, if you skip to the second version, +5 cap breakers are going to go on your 3 points to make it a 98. You know, we got to make sure we have that so we could have Hall of Fame and legend level shooting badges, because in this game you basically need everything to try and make a jump shot. And even if you have 99 3-point shot, it's still hard to shoot consistently. So again, +5 cap breakers on 3-point. Make sure you get it to a 98. If you don't have cap breakers, you're gonna have gold deadeye, gold limitless, and gold set shot, and gold shifty shooter. But again, that 98, you're gonna have a lot more badges on that Hall of Fame and legend level. We got an 83 midi. You know, nothing much to say about this badge wise, but if you need to shoot a midi fade, spin jumper, whatever it is, you should be just fine. You know, 83 is more than enough. And then 68 free throw. If you want to take this build to the rec or 5v5 pro-am, you know, you should maybe get some more free throw on your build. I personally am not in that niche. I like to show you guys builds that work in the park, proving ground stage, 3v3 pro-am, whatever it is. So, you know, free throw, again, you could adjust the build if you want. Again, +5 cap breakers to 98 3-point shot. We got to make sure that's very clear. Now, this is where the build is going to get a little bit different from the first one. We got a 71 pass ac. Our ball handle is going to be 93 if I could get it up there. And then our speed with ball is going to be an 86, which, you know, it's kind of crazy being a 6'4" guard having 86 speed with ball, but you guys are going to see why in a second. So 71 pass ac, we talked about this before. You know, we're not going to be using that break starter on bronze too much. I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's just something we're not going to be using, but that silver dimer is what's going to be very, very important. We need to throw dots across the court. You know, if our lockdown's on the corner, if our popper does a little slip pop to the wing, whatever it is, they're going to need that dimer for a little bit of extra boost to their attributes so they can go ahead and hit that shot for you. Silver dimer is going to work out. And then if you want to put your max tier 2 badge onto dimer to make it gold, you could do that if you want, but I'm just saying, you got to dot your teammates. They got to shoot the pill, because sometimes, you know, when you're 3 for 3, 4 for 4, you just can't shoot that pill again unless you want to just throw the game. So again, 71 pass ac is good as well. You don't be throwing floaters across the court majority of the time. You know, I'm not going to say you don't throw them at all. There's sometimes you throw them, but you know, it's not really that frequent. We got a 93 ball handle. We're going to put +2 cap breakers if you guys have any extra ones from season 2 through 4. +2 cap breakers so we could get Steve Francis, elite sigs, and extra badges. But if you don't have +2 cap breakers, you're going to have a 93 for now, which is going to give you gold ankle assassin, gold handles for days, and gold unpluckable. But again, you should have cap breakers by now. I mean, we're in February. We're over halfway through the year. You should have some cap breakers to put on this build, and maybe even some extra if you're vet 2. But again, just regular +2, so we could get ankle assassin on Hall of Fame, handles for days on Hall of Fame, and then to keep unpluckable on gold. Now, this is where the build gets a little bit different. We got an 86 speed with ball, which I don't think is that bad, especially since we're on a 6'4". You know, we're still going to feel a little bit slow, but we should put a tier 1 max +1 badge on lightning launch to make it Hall of Fame, so we still feel like a regular 6'4". You know, gold is still cool, but again, we should use that max +1 on Hall of Fame lightning launch, you know, if you guys can. 86 speed with ball, you're not physically feeling a lot different. I mean, you're still gonna be left rating regardless. Defox crossing to the paint and then getting contact dunks every single time. So 86 speed with ball is not gonna be that much of a problem. I just hope you guys have that max +1 to get it on Hall of Fame. So again, 71 pass ac, 95 ball handle after the +2 cab breakers if you have them, and then 86 speed with ball. This attribute right here is gonna be a difference maker for the defense we're about to get. So defense, we got a 59 interior. If I could put it there, perimeter defense, we're gonna have an 85. Our steal is gonna be maxed out at a 94. Our block's gonna be a 38. Offensive rebound 27 and defensive rebound 47. So as you can see, our trade-off was a little bit of speed with ball for, you know, a lot more perimeter and a lot more steal, which a lot of you guys might like since you guys like defensive centered builds. 59 interior defense, it's obviously not going to give you any badges since we are 6'4", but again, you put your hands up in the paint, you know, it's going to give you a little bit more of an advantage when people are doing layups or going for dunks, whatever it is. 59 interior defense might come in handy, you just never know. 85 perimeter defense is what we have to talk about here. This is where you could play a lot more stick compared to the 74 perimeter where you had all bronze badges. This one, you get silver challenger, silver on-ball menace, and silver pig dodger. So if you need to play some defense out the corner, if you get the switch, if you're playing ones or twos, you know, maybe this build is going to come in handy for you. And if you don't got that much stick, you know, this is going to be a good, you know, coping mechanism, some would say, to actually get some stops. You know, that silver on-ball menace, you're going to get real bumpy. Silver pig dodger, you're going to go through every single screen unless it's like a 99 strength center, then say goodbye respectfully. And then you got that silver challenger to close out when people are shooting and, you know, make them miss. So again, 85 perimeter, I feel like you're going to do great things with this, and the badges are going to help you out quite a bit. Now for the star of the show, we got a 94 steal, which gives us that gold glove and Hall of Fame interceptor. Now the gold glove is a really good badge in this game, especially if you know how to reach. You got steal boost, things like that. You learn the perfect timing of when to reach, and then you get the steal. This is good ball. But interceptor, again, I talked about this. I mean, it doesn't matter what tier interceptor is. People got 99 steal in this game, legend interceptor, and it's just, honestly, it's kind of mid. You get a lot of tipped passes, but again, if you just, you know, time the lane and pray a little bit, maybe you're gonna get it. But again, that gold glove is the star of the show. Just start spamming your square button, swipe or no swiping, and you might be able to get a couple steals. 85 perimeter, 94 steal. This combo right here is very, very good ball. We got a 38 block, not going to be able to, you know, do us a lot. And then 47 defensive rebound. Again, the rest of the defensive attributes are mid beside the interior. That 85 perimeter, 94 steal is really what we're here for. Now to round off this build, we got a 93 driving dunk. Our standing dunk's going to go up to a 39, and that's going to be about it. You know, we just got a lot of driving dunk because we got that 85 perimeter and 94 steal. We're not going to have any extra attributes for standing dunk or driving layup, but that's besides the point. 93 driving dunk is the star of the show, you know, so we could get a lot of dunk packages and contact dunks. You just really got to learn that dunk meter and you'll be a-okay. On this build, we can't +1 the posterizer to Hall of Fame since it's going to be on lightning launch. I mean, it's really your guys' choice, each one you do, but gold posterizer, Hall of Fame aerial wizard, very, very good ball. You know, 93 driving dunk does give you a very, very good opportunity to actually get contacts in this game. You just got to learn how to time that dunk meter. Trust me, it is hard to do this here. Just put De'Aaron Fox cross on, get to that rim, and you're going to be a-okay, get people into the animation. And then aerial wizard on Hall of Fame, if you want to throw some self lobs, if you get thrown lobs by your teammate, there's a lot of good alley-oop, you know, packages you get at 93 driving dunk, so you should be able to catch them. You should be able to get some contacts. Again, 93 dunk is very good. If you guys think it's OD, you know, obviously you could, you know, lower it a little bit, maybe 89 to 91, something like that. But again, I think the posterizer and the contact dunk packages are very good. We got a 78 driving layup, which we do not get 80 layup for Trae Young, but we do get silver float game and bronze layup mix master, so it should be, you know, a little bit of a better route for you if you can find a layup package that works for you. And that's pretty much it. I mean, this is the second version of this build. Again, we took down some speed with ball so we could get more defense, which you can make either version you want. I'm not going to force you to make either of them, and neither really can I force you to make either of them. This build is very, very solid as well. Let's go ahead and run down the build top to bottom. We got a 78 driving layup and 93 driving dunk, so we could hang on that rim and put people on the floor. We got a 93 3-point shot, which we're putting +5 cab breakers on to get a 98, so we could get a lot of nice badges. We got 71 pass act, 93 ball handle. If we put +2 on that, we get a 95, so we could get Steve Francis and a good amount of badges. We got an 86 speed with ball, which we're going to put a +max 1 badge on lightning launch to make it Hall of Fame, you know, because the gold is kind of crazy on a 6'4", but you know, it still works if we don't have that max +1. We got an 85 perimeter, so we could lock up defenders on the 1s, 2s, or you know, if we get put on keep away on 3s. We got the nice silver defensive badges, and then we got a 94 steal, so we get gold glove and Hall of Fame interceptor, so we could start spamming like there's no tomorrow. This build is looking solid. This is a good second option right here if you guys, you know, want a more defensive centered 6'4" guard with 93 driving dunk and 98 3-point. Y'all just gotta let me know down in the comment section what you think about it. I think it's a really solid build. Let's go ahead and press X, press continue. Again, hit that subscribe button. We just got to. I don't know why we're not doing it. It doesn't take that long and it's free, and that's the best part about it. You know, this is going to be a two-way inside out creator, you know, since we got more defense compared to the other build. But again, let me know what you think about this one. Let me know if you guys think it's better than the first build. You know, I hope you guys can take this build and really go put belt in the park, the city, wherever it is. All right, I mean, whenever you guys see a build or jump shot video from me, you know it's going to be the soup. It's going to be the best of the best when it comes to this game. Those builds are really nice. I mean, 6'4s are really good on NBA 2K25. A lot of people are shifting away from the 5'9s and going to 6'2 and 6'4. And then the good thing about being 6'4 is you could get a lot of driving dunk. Like, you can't, you know, get a lot of attributes elsewhere, but dunking on a 6'4 is pretty nice. 93 dunk. We also had 98 3-point. Y'all saw the builds. I just hope that you choose either one of them and dominate on this game. Again, let me know what you think about either of the builds in the comment section. And while you're down there, I mean, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. I mean, you guys are down there anyway, commenting about the builds. I hope they do you justice. Anyways, I hope you guys had a great day today and a great rest of your day. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.